welcome to the third week of the BNL Football League. We are in Brussels this week, in Evere more specifically, to watch a game between the Brussels Tigers, the home team, and the Rotterdam Trojans as the visitors. Both teams are new in the BNL League. They won their first game. They lost their second game rather. So they are both carrying a 1-1 record with them into this game. The BNL Football League is in its third season, so both of them are looking to find a spot in this league. Looking at last week's, the Rotterdam Trojans won their first game versus Limburg Shotguns. Quite a surprise, a 7-46 victory for them on March 9th, or 41 rather. They scored 41 points on March 9th. The Brussels Tigers won 6-20 at the Castel Nitros. And in week 2, as I've said, both teams lost their first or their second game, with the Rotterdam Trojans visiting and having the Amsterdam Trojans on a visit and losing 0-46, and the Brussels Black Angels were able to beat these Brussels Tigers 42-0 in the second game of this league for the Brussels Tigers. The game was not played here in Brussels or in Sint-Agatha-Berchem as was scheduled, but in Limburg due to lighting issues. No issues today. This is a different venue, just to be clear, but we're getting ready for kickoff. And once again, if you have questions, if you have notes, please drop them into the comments so we can talk about these teams playing in Evere. Nice venue, very nice pitch to play on, and you can see still going through walkthroughs, seeing Brussels Tigers and the Rotterdam Trojans. Rotterdam Trojans making their way to the sideline. And I am Laurens van Overswijn. I have not introduced myself. I am from American Football Community Belgium. We have all sorts of media where we cover all things American football. One thing we do is commenting on these games and providing coverage for the BNL Football League. We also have a podcast, the American Football Community Belgium Football Podcast. We have about 175 episodes in Dutch, covering basically everything American football. We talked about all 32 teams and the moves they made in free agency in the NFL last 2 weeks, so be sure to check that out. We also have a TikTok. We have a website, afcbelgium.com, and we were at the Super Bowl this year. We were at the draft this year, or last year. It will be in a month. We will be at a new draft, but now we are in Brussels to watch this game between a Dutch team and a Belgian team, and that's part of this league, obviously, the Belgian Dutch League, BNL. And as we see, the Tigers are also making their way to the sideline. We're getting ready for kickoff, and we saw some people asking in a few comments about the kickoff rules in the BNL. No changes here. The NFL changed its kickoff rules, but there will be no difference here in the BNL. No line that is keeping still until the kicker or until the punt returner has received the ball. So everything normal. We will see the captains coming onto the field. We're still looking for one of the captains for the Brussels Tigers. That is Thomas Gilleman, offensive lineman and a linebacker. Benjamin Raymond is also one of the captains. You also see Eli Sokna. And the last captain we have to mention, the quarterback, Tommy Amir Kodir. The Trojans, we see as a captain Walker Dykes. We see Dominique Machado Dalus. Geruento JB, as one calls it. Boxhoven. And I think we have one man missing. I can't see. I think it is Michael Sykes, DB, from Ireland. The Tigers will kick off. Making their way onto the field. This is not the only game going on right now, because we also have two other games today. Amsterdam Crusaders are hosting the Limburg Shotguns, while the Castel Nitros host their third home game versus the Brussels Black Angels. Marcu, or Andrei Eduard Marcu, DB from Romania, will kick off. We are ready for kickoff, and there we go. Let's make this into a game. We are off. And muffed punt. Lucerdo Risti made an error on this kick. So a good field position here for the home team, Brussels Tigers. You see this Trojans still lining up. They will start this game. Still some talking between the refs, I seem to see. So tough spot for the Trojans. Brussels Tigers, good field position for defense. Not entirely sure why the ball is being moved, but it is. Then a little bit of a delayed game, or start to the game on offense. Rocket Dykes handing it off to number 24. That's GB Boxhoven, one of the captains. Shifty running back. in a couple yards. Walker dropping back, throwing it deep. No catch. That was Stannis Reeve, the wide receiver, trying to grab that pass. Not an easy goal ball, obviously, to DBs close to him. I think it was number 25, Mo Ben Salem, who was able to break up that pass. Two by two set, two receivers left, two receivers right. Play action. And that's a long run, a very long run by Jesse Frimodig. He's one of the new guys, one of the young players on this team. But it is going back because there was a flag thrown early on the play. So a little bit of bad luck here for the Trojans. All the way back to their own end zone. Third down. And there's the sack. And the sack is by number 77. That's Amatala Öztürk. 20-year-old defensive player, making a very important play early on in the game. Rotterdam Trojans had an option to drive down the field with that long pass, long run, but took some shots early on in this game. Interesting to see whether they will continue that game plan. On an easy kick here, or punt rather, and he's gonna run. He's gonna run. That's a fake punt, and quite a good play here by both teams. Tried something, but again we have some conclave between the refs. Don't think there was anything wrong with a tackle or with the fake punt. While we have some tries to get some music on the left side here. First time we will see the offense by the Tigers. They are in a good field position. Quite some time taken by the refs to sort everything out. Not entirely sure. We have some trouble hearing what the refs are saying. The Russell Tigers having to move back a little bit. Time to watch the Tigers on offense. Tommy Kodir at quarterback. Yeah, Ben Abdellawi with the run. We saw an early attempt at a rush by one of the captains at the Trojans, Serdo Risti. No offsides. We heard someone yelling offsides. No offsides here. But you will notice in this set as well, and this down, is the two running backs, one left, one right to the quarterback. That is something you will see often in this offense. Now a pass, big hit by the man Michael Sykes, and one of the captains as well. So no completed pass here. And a bad snap here, and I think the Trojans have it. The Trojans still have it. Is this going to be returned for the touchdown? It is. The Trojans with a touchdown. Number 32, Jamairo Vanes is the one returning it. A bad snap, and it was immediately fatal for the Tigers. The home team losing the snap early on and having to start their game in a deficit, making a way for the extra point now. Can the Trojans make it 6? And now 7. Björn Nunnekhoven is the kicker, returning from an ACL injury last year. He's back, and this is an extra point. 7-0 for Rotterdam Trojans.
Nous avons du son. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue au centre sportif des Verts.
I have quite the speaker right next to us, so excuse me if we have a lot of noise. I don't think we will be able to do a lot about that.
Alors le match a démarré, les premiers points viennent d'être marqués par les Trojans. C'est donc 7-0 pour les Trojans ce début de match.
As I've said before in the start of this game, if you have any questions, any notes for this game, you can also drop them in the comments. We will look at them, we will talk about them, and always nice to know where you are looking from, because last week we had people watching from Spain, from California, from Georgia, people all over the place. I think someone from Portugal as well, a lot of Belgians, a lot of Dutchmen, obviously, but a little bit of an international audience for this game, so hopefully this week we have the same type of audience. And Nunnekhoven is making is preparing himself for making his second kick of the game. We have two returners with the Tigers, and it will be Molala who will return it, and he's down right around the 30-yard line. South African player on the field, because he was the one returning it, and it's nice to see people commenting where they're from. We see people from Central Florida. We had people last week as well watching the game from Florida, Indiana, NC, That's North Carolina, I would assume, and people from Izegem. So that's all over the place. Florida, Izegem. It's only a small step for the BNL. And run by one of the running backs. Looking at the number, it's 43. You have not seen him running the ball, Quentin van der Schelden. Picking up about 3 or 4 yards, I think. Second down for the Tigers. Also people watching from Mons. That's it, another spot in Belgium. Another run by van der Schelden. 23-year-old Belgian running back. And the Trojans are trying to put themselves back into this game. They started out pretty well with a good field position on defense. But now a third down. Third and short. So we see a run. Van der Schelden has his work cut out for himself, but I don't think there's a first down. Nope. We see a fourth down. People from Rotterdam watching, obviously. Supporting their home team, I would assume, and Amsterdam as well. And they're going for it. The tush push. That's what that's what we see. But we also see a flag. Will this fourth down attempt be repeated? False start by the offense. But still fourth down. So no second attempt for a tush push would be a very strange thing to do here, obviously, in this position. So we will see a punt. And the Tigers are taking a timeout. Seem to have some issues with substitutes. So time to regroup for the Tigers on this fourth down. Trojans will also take time to rethink everything.
You're protective all day, just in case. Who knows what could happen?
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Nothing is more important than being safe. Protect yourself at all times. We've got you.
And, we are back in Brussels. A little bit more about what we saw later on. This is a good tackle by the Tigers. It was Gerald Berenstein who was returning the punt, but didn't get all too far. While there's elephants in Brussels, it appears. Don't know what that was about, but we saw a commercial, and we saw that commercial was by Forel, who's the sponsor of this live stream. They've been with us for a couple of years now. They were a sponsor at the very first live stream we did for the BNL Bowl in Beringen. And they've continued their partnership for this year, and hopefully we'll see them in the upcoming years as well. Always a good partner. They are our online web shop for all things American football, all things American sports actually. All types of gear you need, you can find on Forel. And a run by the Trojans. Not a lot of gain in this run. Run by Boxhoven. You'll see a lot of him in this game. Walker with play action, and good move by number 13. That's Judd Alberenstein, 20-year-old receiver, but made a good move. Did not find any room to continue the play, but this is a close second down, 2nd and 1. One would assume a run here, but you've seen the Trojans be aggressive. And that's what they do. A keeper by the quarterback, but he will not find any room. I think he's talking to the ref here. 3rd down for the Trojans. And for people in the comments asking whether or not the other teams of the BNL will be watching this game, maybe people from the training staff or other fans, but the other teams are playing as well. Maybe a time to revisit that schedule. Today we have this game between the Brussels Tigers and the Rotterdam Trojans, but we also have a game in Izegem. The Kasteel Nitros are hosting the Brussels Black Angels, and in Amsterdam we have a game between the Amsterdam Crusaders and the Limburg Shotguns, a revisited BNL 1 final. They played the first BNL final game, the BNL Bowl in Bedingen. The Amsterdam Crusaders are the only team that is still 2-0, the only unbeaten team in the league. All the other teams already lost at least one game. 4 games are 1-1. 4 teams are 1-1. Deep ball by the Tigers, and almost a catch. Almost a catch by Loadje, number 16, wide receiver. The Tigers also try to be aggressive in this drive, and they've aired it out quite a lot. We see the 2 running back set still on the field, and Abdallawi is the running back now. It's quite a load to bring down, a bigger guy. Picking up a few yards, and 2nd and short, 3rd and short rather. And that was a pass incompleted by the quarterback, but we saw 2 rushers coming very early on into this play, so almost a fire drill by the quarterback, by Kodir. Had no other option but to throw it quickly into the flat here on the right side of the field. And we also see people from Dublin, so all over the place. Like I've said before, it's always nice to see people everywhere joining us. And this kick will land in the end zone, so a touchback. And I've said this before early on in the stream. Don't know if a lot of people were still in that stream or already in that stream, but no kickoff changes here at the BNL. The NFL changed its rules, but no changes at the BNL. Saw some people questioning whether the BNL would already change its rules, but it'll be a little early on. Will be interesting to see what that rule change will do in the NFL. But back to the BNL. Dykes Walker at quarterback, handing it off, and yes, that's an early tackle. I think that's a tackle for loss. And again, that's number 77. I think we're going to have to mention him a lot, Osterk. But I think there's an issue for the running back. Yep, does not look good for Benjamin Dos Santos. I think the first time we see him on the field, this exquisite field. But I think his knee was rolled up on. Hopefully he's okay. We can't talk about the Trojans and their offense without mentioning the fact that they have a change at quarterback. Tim Morovic played the first 2 games, American quarterback, but he was not able to continue week 3 because of a torn ACL. He's already back in his homeland in the US. So a change at the quarterback position for the Trojans. Always a tough spot to go. And it's not the first time we saw it happen in the BNL this year. And the Nitros quite a journey on their quarterback position. Started out preseason with a certain quarterback who was who decided to move on, and then they basically did not have a quarterback on their roster. Tried out or were trying to integrate one of their youth quarterbacks to be the QB1 for the season, but he had to return to the BNL Youth League, so that was another option down. And then option 3 was Ewart Nurtens, the offensive lineman and a president of the Castile Nitros. And so he was playing as an offensive lineman in week 1 at the quarterback position. So it was quite a bulldozer. Quite impressive to see. Week 2, and that game we saw in the BNL live stream was a game between the Castile Nitros and Liber Shotguns, and they had a new quarterback, Rafa, French quarterback, but in I think the 4th drive he broke his ankle. So again, Nurtens to the rescue and was able to bulldoze his way to a touchdown. So that was quite a sight, and we will have to see what they will do on quarterback in this week 3. We'll try to keep you updated throughout the game about certain scores in other games. It's not easy to do. I'm here by myself today. Usually we're 2 or we're a duo, and does appear as if Dos Santos is able to walk off the field by himself, limping a little bit, but we see the Tigers also clapping for his well-being. Yep, Benjamin Dos Santos, 26-year-old Dutchman. One of the smaller guys on the field. Doesn't have to mean anything, but this is a sport for all types of all body types. And we have people mentioning in the comments the hip drop tackle. This was, in fact, a hip drop tackle, and the running back was injured on this particular play. Why do we mention that hip drop tackle? Because it was banned in the NFL this week on or at the owners' meeting. The teams decided to adopt a rule where that particular tackle will be illegal. Now, doesn't always include an injury when you make a type of tackle like this, but it first came into the sights of the competition committee when Mark Andrews, tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, was injured on a tackle like this. Had some ankle issue. But time to go back to the offense, and a second down for Walker. Hands it off. No, and there's a fumble by the Trojans, and I think the Tigers recovered it. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The Tigers recovered this. I think it was a fumble by Walker. Not entirely sure. We tried to watch on the replay, but I think there was an issue with the handoff or the play action, something like that. We can't exactly see it from the camera angle here, but an issue, and that's quite an advantage here for the Brussels Tigers. Time to try and score their first touchdown of the game and make it a tie game. And there's the run, going very lateral, and I don't think there's a lot of gain, but Shayan Jalali Moradam is the running back that was making this return. I'll make my life easier and call him Shayan for the entirety of this game. And again, trying a rush. This is a little bit too far for Pierre van den Ede. So we're already in third down now. This is a tough spot for the Brussels Tigers. Had a very good field position to start off this drive. And we're looking at a fourth down after this, but this is a third down, so maybe still a touchdown to go. And run to the right by quarterback Kadir, not able to find the end zone. So Tigers are going for a field goal. See some substitutions. So a very interesting field position was not able to, or the Tigers were not able to keep this very interesting drive going. And we have some people in the comments saying that the shotguns are winning versus the shotguns, or the shotguns are winning versus the crew. Oh, and 7 there for the shotguns. And ooh, there's bad luck for the Tigers. No field goal, so still looking at a 7-0 score for the Trojans. And it really nicked the field goal, or the pole. So very unlucky here for the Tigers. Good field position, but no points. Time for the Trojans to put their offense on the field again. Walker set to receive the snap, and play action play, looking deep, and a little bit too far. A double move here by Stan Yusrif, a little bit too far. Again, this up and go move shows the aggressiveness by the Trojans. Second down. And a handoff to GB Boxhoven. Once again, him running the ball. And with Dos Santos down, we'll probably see even more of him. Third down, third and long. So probably a lot of aggressiveness here as well. And a flag. Yeah, we saw some lining up issues at the Trojans side. You can could kind of see. I think it was an offsides by the receiver. There's another deep pass and almost an interception. Tigers almost had it, and it was Arnold Molala who was close to picking off Walker. But a good move here by, or a good stance by the defense here by the Tigers. A couple deep passes by the Trojans. But not much of a gain. There's the punt coming up low, and a fair catch. Fair catch by Molala. One we saw earlier on the pick, or the attempted pick. Trojans start their drive in midfield, 52-yard line. 48-yard yard line rather. So Tigers back on the field. Abdallawi with a good run here, taking up a couple of yards, about 6 yards. Makes things a lot easier on that second down. We also on the right side of the field here, we see the defense by the Tigers regrouping, talking through some things. Well, there's another free rusher coming on the left side of the line for the Trojans, but no completed pass. We'll see a replay of second down because of a penalty. Oh no, we're having a second down. Some some issues with the chain crew. It's a first down. Yeah, that's what I thought. Totally sure. So first down to be clear for
Première tentative et 10.
the Tigers. And one running back on the field this time. Abdullahi in pass protection. And don't think that was a catch. I think it hit the ground. It was a Luwaji, but no catch. The Trojans seem to have found a few answers for an offensive line, because we saw a few free rushers coming in for the Trojans already. Second down. Abdullahi. And he's a big boy, so trying to stop him in one hit will not be easy. And there's more news coming from Amsterdam. Shotguns have extended their lead to 0-14. It's quite a surprise. I mean, week 3 going on in Amsterdam. Back to Brussels with Kodir. We're down, high snap, and he's going to run. Good move, still trying to pass, throwing it away. Good stance here by the defense, making it hard on the quarterback to find answers, throwing and passing. Going to third down territory now, or fourth down rather. And also have some news from Izegem, where the first quarter has ended. The Angels or the Brussels Black Angels are up 17-0 versus the home team, the Castel Nitros. So we see the end of the first quarter here in Brussels. Changing sides. And another opportunity here for the punt team. Oh no, not the punt team. J. Crew still moving. Fourth and long. Seems like the Tigers will go for it. Off to the right for Kodir, and there's a catch, but was it inbounds? No. So now it's time for the punt crew to come out, or maybe the field kicking group. The rest are still talking over something. Still have the fourth down marker on the field. And penalty was declined. So there's the special teams coming onto the field. The Trojans are on the field. This was already a 4th down, so obviously no kicking involved. Another run by Boxhoven, and was there a fumble? Some Tigers getting up, getting down real quick, but was it Boxhoven? Yes, it was. Picking up a couple yards. Second and medium. Boxhoven with the play action pass. But it was Walker with the play action pass, but deflected. No completion here. 3rd down for Trojans. And Walker talking with some of the Tigers. I think he's chipping a little bit. They're moving it. Some extra yards. Keep moving. Not entirely sure what the call was. But we have a new 1st down. That's a good tackle. It's quite a good tackle. It was. I don't think that was actually. Tigers thought for a minute they recovered the fumble. That was not the case. Rusher was down. It was Dos Santos, the player we saw on the field earlier. So he's back into the game. I feared he saw the end of this game. Walker passes, and that's a completion. That's a very big play by Bastiaan Combs, or not by Bastiaan Combs, by Gerald Berenstein. I was looking at the wrong play sheet. Walker keeps it, tries to pass the ball, and just throws it in the turf. Dangerous pass. People in the comments asking for the other games, or if they are able to watch the other games. This is the only game being live streamed this week by the BNL. But again, we will try to keep you updated. Walker. Another play action pass, and that was almost caught by Kees Fransen. Was tiptoeing around in that catch, but was not able to make it. A little bit outside of his reach. This is a 3rd down. Walker throws it deep, and that's a catch. Is that a touchdown? Nope, that's not a touchdown. It was a catch, but the catch was outside of out of bounds. Catch was made by Berenstein once again. And this is a 4th down. I'll have to stop relying on the chain crew, because quite slow, as people in the comments have already noticed. Jordan Nickhoven with the kicking attempt to make it 10-0. That's no field goal, no good. So the game remains 7-0 for the visiting team. Tigers back on the field. Time for another drive by the Tigers. The drive is almost ready to start. There it is. And some switcheroo, but this was quite a play. I was fooled myself. It was Yu Yasuda, Japanese receiver. I was able to to just suddenly appear with the ball. Didn't know where he came from. And noticed as well there was a timeout call because there was a O lineman missing. First down for Qadir, and Abdelawi was bull rushing still on his feet, bringing him down after about 7 yards. We see Lucerdo Risti in our view. He's been quite active, not by tackles for loss or sacks, but he's rushing. There he is again, and pass incomplete. He's causing some havoc on the offensive line by the Tigers. Tigers getting ready for third down. Qadir ready to receive the snap. And Abdelawi, I think. Nope, there's a flag down. I think the Tigers will. Yep, full start. First down. Fourth down, rather. First down. Third down for the Tigers. looking deep, looking very deep, and no pass. And we have BFL videos. I think I know who that is, but he mentioned illegal snap. He was able to lip read illegal snap by the ref. Thank you for keeping us updated. Sometimes it's hard to see here inside of the field. And there's a punt by the Tigers. Trojans. And down by Mairovanes. Some of the substitutions. Getting ready for another drive by the Trojans. Still a close game, just one score away. And the Trojans. Yep, that's a taunting penalty. So this drive will start a little bit lower on the field for the Trojans. Someone was being a little bit too enthusiastic with the kickoff team. Was not able to pick it up. Who it was, where it was, but Trojans going back a couple yards. It's another run by the Trojans, and he's weaving himself through this defense. But the line of defense, the last line of the defense, was able to stop this run. A run by Cheyenne. And the other number 23 was able to tackle him. Not Cheyenne, it was Boxhoven. And it was Cheyenne tackling him, it was the other way around. And the QB run, but no gain here. So second down for the Trojans and for Dijkers. And Boxhoven again, and finding some room once again. This is a first down for the Dutchman. He's getting steam. Another first down, ready to continue this drive for the Trojans. And that was almost a catch. Catch by Jesse Frimodig, the tight end. 19 years old, a rookie. He's still making himself known in this game, shown himself a couple times already. And as I've mentioned, I thought I knew who the BAFL videos was. It was a man with a great amount of experience in officiating this game, Bart Gellens. So welcome in this video, in this stream. He was one of the zebras in Easy Game 2 weeks ago. And this is another great run by Dos Santos this time, but the Trojans are moving up and down the field right now, or moving up the field, at least this time. So the Trojans are finding their groove in the running game. Dos Santos remaining on the field. So having that two-headed monster will always help you. And this is a play-action pass. And Frimodig. Pass breakup. A couple DBs close to him. And it was Marco who was closest. Was able to break up the pass. We'll see the rookie Frimodig being very active. Tough to guard him. He's fast, he's big. There's a holding call by the offense, so the offense will move back a couple yards for the first down. Dicus. And another move by Dos Santos. And he's finding himself another first down for the Trojans. Getting closer and closer to at least field goal range. But this is a good drive by the Trojans. The running game has found its groove. And we have another score update from in Amsterdam. The home team has made it 7-14, while we see a sack here on the quarterback on Dicus. And was it number 77 once again? I think it was. Ahmed Talha Öztürk. Another tough spot here for the Trojans. 3rd and long. Walker changing the alignment of his quarterback or his running back, and this is a catch by Frimodig on the sideline, still moving and going down. This is a very important 3rd down conversion by the Trojans. They were in a tough spot, but Frimodig, he's making a name for himself. Trojans keeping the drive alive. Once again, Boxhoven to the left. And weaving himself, and we see flag on the field, and a couple of yards, but wait and see where that will end up. So penalty was declined, and I think we will. This is a tough spot for the Trojans. Had an opportunity to go deep into the end or into enemy territory, but no gain. And Trojans are on defense now, so still have an opportunity here to make a play here and there. This is a good run by the Tigers. Shayam once again on the field. Yep, and someone in the comments, Bart, once again, it was holding by Rotterdam. But decline and a turnover on down, so that's why we see the Tigers on the field now. Tough. Have to be careful here with throwing the ball. Can create a pick six here. So I think we will see a run to running backs again again on the field. Abdellaoui taking the ball. Not getting much out of this run. Ready for second down. Abdellaoui on the right side of the quarterback now. And again, blitz by the Trojans. And is this a safety? No. And there's the line is still or the end zone is still a little bit further away, and there's a little bit of a bust up there. And there's a flag, so I think we will see some penalties. Refs are taking up quite some time to discuss who is involved. Still no decision. I think writing down everybody who's involved. Quite the notes. Yep. Cullen says notice this as well. I was thinking, why are the chains moving? Not entirely sure why the chain crew is moving while the officiating crew is still jotting down notes. Okay, third down after a couple penalties. So took a while to figure out what was actually going on both sides of the ball, but Modern sportsman-like conduct on both sides of the ball. That means they offset, and we play third down. And the pass by, and this is an interception by the Trojans. Xavier Siwabesi is the one that made the interception. Good catch here on the right side of the field. Almost ran the route of the receiver. And Bot Gillens is absolutely right. This is the first warning as an unsportsmanlike conduct. Second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will see them ejected. And then new score update from Amsterdam. Trojans are, or the Shotguns rather, are up 21-7 now. So a little bit of an upset still going on in Amsterdam. Tigers give with a give to Dos Santos, who's still moving, still churning. Still they have to play. They have to whistle the play down. Just to be clear, there's no player being ejected in this game. There was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's still no ejection. Tigers looking right. And that was close, and this is Frimo. Oh, came out of myself, and this is a touchdown. Yes, it is. Frimodig with the touchdown. So Trojans double their lead. And as we've mentioned before, Frimodig very early on in his career is being a playmaker for these Trojans. With the toe tap around the end of the end zone, still making the catch. And this will make it 14 for the Trojans. And there's a 2-minute warning, so important 2 minutes coming up to gain minutes. As you know, 2 minutes in American football take a lot longer, especially after the 2-minute warning. And this was a good play by the Trojans, finding Frimodig at the end of the end zone there. And the Tigers, not a good spot to be in here, right before the half. Nickhoven Everybody's ready on the kickoff group, and this is a long kick. And the return by the Tigers, and, evading a couple tackles, still a couple tackles, and this is a good return, tough return. And once again, it's Cheyenne with a return. It was a good return. And Tigers need to find their groove right now and get themselves on the scoreboard very soon here. Before the half would be nice to keep this game still very interesting. And Kodir has a completion, and it's once again Cheyenne with the catch here. This was a good play by both the receiver and the quarterback standing the place. And this was exactly what the Tigers needed. Kodir, the lobby lining up to his right side. And this was a handoff. The lobby still bullying the defensive line. And a little bit of a chirping once again. But Tigers keep it nice. Opportunity for them to keep going. And this drive is going well. Second down. Second and short. This is a good move by Kodir, but he's losing the ball. And this is being picked up by the Trojans. The Trojans, and oh, there's a very close tackle by the Tigers. But it was Yasabar who recovered that fumble by Kodir. It was really a very important tackle right at the end by the Tigers to not have this being a touchdown. And Trojans get the ball back now. And why not go for the juggler here right before halftime, after seeing that drive for the Tigers. They had their hopes up of getting their first score, and that's exactly what the Trojans are trying to do. And Frimodig to the sideline here. Making the clock an important ally, but he was not out of bounds, so the clock did not stop. So Tigers once again looking left now, and another catch, this time by number 40 Ronnie Barbosa Vicente, one of the veterans on this team, 36-year-old. He's lining up on the right side now. 3 receivers right, 1 left. And Trojans being aggressive. That's what they have to do in this situation. Tigers looking left once again. He's a lefty, and that is a touchdown. That is a touchdown by Stanis Reef. Once again, a touchdown by the Trojans. This was exactly what I was talking about, going for the juggler. This is a very good touchdown. going deep and going for the juggler. Makes it 20-0. This is a sour touchdown, I think, for the Tigers. They were moving down the field, maybe going for their first score of the game, and then a fumble happened, and they're in a 20-point hole now. I'm having to regroup now. Just to be clear, it was a touchdown. So on the Nick Hoven, no S. We'll try to make it 21-0. Right down the middle. 21-0 for the Rotterdam Trojans. Still a few seconds to go in this first half. Not a lot, but still have to play them. And Bart Killens, who's keeping the clock from his couch for us. Thank you very much for doing that while we have just a big jet flying over the field. We are close to Zaventem, the national airport, Brussels airport. Nunnikhoven checking his left and his right side of the kicking crew. And they're off. Again, good kick. And it's tough to make this a good return after a kick like that. But the Tigers still have maybe 11-12 seconds on the clock to try and make some plays. It will look a lot like the Trojans a couple of minutes ago, with just trying to go deep right away. No need to try and run the ball now. Four receivers on the field, 3 on the left, and we still see a running play. So we're just going to run the ball and kind of run it out. Abdelawi with the run. Seven seconds still on the game clock. And it does appear as if we have reached the end of the first half. So 21-0 for the Trojans after the first half versus the Brussels Tigers. Trojans going to dressing room to talk things through, and the Brussels Tigers on the other side of the field will do the exact same thing. And so we have a 21-0 halftime score, and we have some scores from the other games as well. We saw the Crew being down 21-7 versus the Shotguns, so that's a very interesting score to keep an eye on. The Trojans beat the Shotguns in week 1 quite badly, actually, so the Shotguns are bouncing back quite well after week 1, and the Trojans are bouncing back after losing quite badly in week 2 versus the Black Angels. Black Angels, I think, was 17-0 last time we had an update from EasyGam. So hopefully we will have a couple of updates from there as well, from West Flanders. We were there 2 weeks ago for the BNL live stream. Always a nice venue there. A lot of young kids always running around there as well, helping around, and we see that here. People from the U19 crew, U19 teams helping on chain crews, helping on bringing some drinks around to the players. And that's just always fun to see. And you have to mention the field here. It looks really awesome. It's a great field, great pitch to play this game on. In Belgium there's rain. There's a lot of rain usually, and there was a lot of rain this week, but having a pitch like this will basically evade all of those problems. And we are in Evere, which is a different spot than where the Brussels Black Angels play. So this is not a Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers type of situation with one field, with one stadium. Nope, they both have their own venue. The Brussels Black Angels play in Akata Berchem, and once again they had some issues with lighting 2 weeks ago. Hopefully that is over with, because as you can see, maybe a little bit, the lights have come on here in Evere. It's getting a little bit darker. And I think maybe it's time for us to take a moment, and we will see you back in a couple minutes for the second half of the game.
You're protective all day, just in case. Who knows what could happen?
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Nothing is more important than being safe. Protect yourself at all times. We've got you. Go to Pirella.com for all your American football gear. You're protective all day, just in case. Who knows what could happen?
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Nothing is more important than being safe. Protect yourself at all times. We've got you. Go to Pirella.com for all your American football gear.
Welcome back to the second half of the third week of BNL football. Rotterdam Trojans versus the Brussels Tigers. 21-0 for the Dutchman. And a deep return. And a good tackle by the Trojans. Return by Arnold Molala. So we get to see the Tigers offense once more. Making headway to try and make this game a little bit more closer. And again a free rusher. And, Abdelawi being tackled really early on into the play. So I think we have a tackle for loss. And there's a player down for the Trojans. Just trying to figure out who it is. I think it was number 3, but I'm not entirely. No, number 3 is still on the field. I think it is Rejuan Morginho, or Morginho Fraser rather. Hopefully he's okay, but did not look well. Dos Santos earlier on, he limped off the field and was able to continue. Hopefully this Trojan will go through the same fate. And the second half is being halted very early on. Have to wait and see how this injury will turn out. And he's able to continue to walk off the field by himself, and it indeed was Morginho Fraser, linebacker, 19 years old. And I do think he will take a few minutes, a breather, but we'll be able to continue. Tigers second down. Kodir scanning the field. Low snap and pass to the right. And good play in the flat here by Cheyenne. But not a lot of gain. Trojans kept it close coverage. Good tackle. Cheyenne coming off the field now, limping a little bit. And third down for the Trojans now. Or for the Tigers. And Kodir taking off and sliding at the right time. And again the Trojan seems to be down. And DJ has turned it up a little bit here, so hopefully that will not turn up in the stream all too much. That will cause us to have some flags, some copyright flags, so hopefully that will not continue all too much. But the Trojan is able to continue. Was Lucerdo Risti, 21-year-old linebacker. Fourth down. Tigers will punt. High snap. And this is a high punt. Doesn't gain all too much ground. And then Tigers recover it on the 43-yard line. Yeah, and the Tigers think they have it, and they do. So the Tigers will remain on the field with their offense. Some good luck here for the Tigers. One running back once again. We have Sayan in the slot. And, blitz seems to be coming once again. But no catch here by Jeremy Loadje. Yeah. Bart is absolutely right. Rotterdam must have touched the ball to be able to keep the Tigers on offense. Another run by Abdellaoui, taking it to the left side. And bowling himself into a couple of yards, but I don't think it will be a big gain. Chain crew remains at the same spot, so third down for the Tigers. Qadir, low snap, looks to the right and caught by number 35. That's Usado catching it. That's a good gain. Fourth down for the Tigers, and the offense will stay on the field, so we have a fourth down attempt. Fourth and I think 3. Looking at it from here. So important down here for the Tigers. 2 running backs back on the field now. Qadir and safety blitz coming through, and no good for the Tigers. Trojans will bring their offense back on the field. Aggressive move by the Trojans here, and it was a success. Trojans get the ball at the 52-yard line. Dykes. And ball to the flat to number 13, Berenstein. We called his name a couple times early on into this game, but he has been active in this first half as well, or in the second half now. And this is an issue with the snap again. Once again for the Trojans, and I think the Tigers recovered it. Yes, they did. The second time an issue with the snap at the Trojans resulted in recovery by the Tigers. And the Tigers are really happy with that recovery, obviously. Let's fucking go. In the air, in the Brussels air. He's been one of the leaders on this defense. You can clearly see. And still going was the Tigers. Tigers have been on the field on offense quite a long time now. Hoping to cap it off with a touchdown. Again, to try and make this game a little bit more tighter. Low snap again. Looking to the right for Cotier, and I think this is going to be a sack. It's number 32 for the Trojans. Yamairo Van Es. And as I'm watching the replay, it's Daimyo Schoonhoven actually with the sack. So not Van Es, but Schoonhoven. Two running backs once again. Van Es coming off the edge and almost an interception. Almost an interception by Yu, Japanese DB. And the Tigers are figuring out what they are going to do, but I think there's still a penalty coming. And not sure what the penalty was. I'm just looking at my score sheet here. So I was declined. We have the punt by the Tigers, and the Trojans return it for a couple yards. Nisar Doristi with the return. So Tigers once again on the field now. We're camping in the middle of the field for the entirety of the second half. So hopefully we will see a couple deep balls, some more scores. That would be nice. First down for Dijkes. And that's Dos Santos taking up a couple yards. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And this is batted up in the air, and there's always a tough ball, and I think the Tigers recovered it. But I'm not entirely sure. Ball was batted up in the air, and then it ended up in somebody's hands, but it was a Trojan because Trojans stay on the field. Tigers I think we're already running onto the field to try and get the offense on the field, but yeah, it's turn back. Trojans still on the field, 3rd down. Tigers lefty throwing deep down the field, and that's a catch. Absolutely, that's a catch by Berenstein. There he is once again. That's a big gain, and Tigers is very close to another touchdown here. Very close with a big gain. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And a handoff. Oh no, there's not a handoff. And is it the touchdown? Yes, again. And once again, we know his name already. Number 84, Frimodig, with his 2nd touchdown of the game. This will make it 27-0. That was one hell of a catch by Berenstein. And as I've mentioned halfway through that play, the quarterback is a lefty. We have a couple of those in the NFL. Tua Tagovailoa, the most famous one, and that's makes it 28-0. That was quite a nice job by the offense. The Trojans making a few big gains, and nice play by Frimodig, scoring once again and making his a very big gain for the Trojans now. Tigers have to try to make this game interesting by trying to score points. It's not like they haven't been productive on offense, but just lack a couple of big plays. The Trojans were able to make a few of those. That's a big difference in these types of games. These are 2 teams before the game, I would have said, are pretty close in terms of playing level. But the score reveals something else. Trojans ready to kick off. And then Koven with another bomb going into the end zone for a touchback. He recovered from an injury, but there's nothing that will nothing about that kick tells you he had an ACL injury. And he's truly a weapon. We haven't seen him kick a long field goal, but he's able to make field goals of more than 40 yards. So at this level, that's a big weapon to have, because there's not a lot of kickers here that are able to make those types of kicks. But we see in these kickoffs how important his leg is. Yep, and people in the comments still trying to keep us updated on the other games. The crew still down 7-21 to the Shotguns. And that will bring a lot of teams back at 2-1. Trojans will be 2-1. The crew will be 2-1. While something happening with the sound system here. But the game is not over yet, so not talk about records all that much right now. First down for the Tigers. 2 running backs once again. And Sayan with a good run, shifty running back. They're able to switch it up with the power runner in Abdellaoui and Sayan in more shifty, a smaller back. Always tough for defense to try and figure out. Trojans were blitzing, but good move by the Tigers, picking up a couple of yards here. Second and short. Godir scanning the field, trying to figure out what will happen, and throws it away. Was not sure about a blitz, and just took a down. Third down. Yep, and we have a player injured for the Tigers. He took his jersey off. I'm not entirely sure who he is, but I think it was number 51. I think someone mentioned it before. And that number, that jersey number, came out of the field injured. And the crew have made it a bit more exciting, it seems, in Amsterdam, making it 14-24. And the Brussels Black Angels 33-7 versus the Castel Nitros. So they will move to 2-1 as well if they are able to continue this score. And the offense of the Tigers is able to pick up a few extra yards. Godir. There's the whistle. And this is going to be another great play by Risti. He's been coming off the edge quite a few times, wreaking havoc on that offensive line, and this time again he's making a play. He's been taken off the field now. Doesn't exactly know why, it appears. Second down for Tigers. Again, the blitz coming. And deep ball. This is a good ball, but this is an interception. Interception by the Trojans. Max Hendricks with the interception. 22-year-old Dutchman, defensive back, making a play. Tigers were looking for a big play, but instead the Trojans with the interception. Trojans opportunity to get back on track with another touchdown. Tigers with a handoff to Dos Santos, picking up a couple of yards, keeps churning those legs and takes up 3 or 4 yards, falls forward, so might be 4 or 5. Yards, and Tigers once again. High snap, Dos Santos making a move once again, and not going to get the first down. He's going to be close. 3rd and 2, I think. third down for the Trojans. They are looking for another score. Once again, Dos Santos, once again a high snap. Gets hit in the head a little bit there at the end. And someone else from the Trojans is on the field. I think that's one of the offensive linemen. I think that's Karl Krebsberg. Again, one of those younger players. Seems to be screaming. I'm not sure if it was him. Hopefully everything is okay, but it did appear to be screaming, so it's never good. And Bart Gillens is reminding everybody in the comments about an important rule in this BNL that we saw 2 weeks ago as well, the running clock. If the game gets out of hand and there's a point difference of 35 points, we will have a running clock, so the clock will no longer stop. The clock during the game to make this game go a little bit faster. And right now, still some issues with Krebsberg. And, I think it was his own player who caused the injury by Dos Santos, I think, because he crashed near him into the turf. This will be the end of the game for Krebsberg, I think. He had a couple of smaller injuries. During this game, but last week or last game day, last stream, he had the ambulance running onto the field twice, or going to the side of the field rather, for injuries for the Castel Nitros. So that was a lot worse. No, never feels well. Krebsberg is being supported off the field, and both teams applaud. As you can see, he's being held up. So Frimodig also giving him a tap on the shoulder. This will be the end of the game for Krebsberg. Hopefully the injury will not be too bad. And people in the comments, yeah, let's hope he's there next weekend. We will have to wait and see. But the Trojans do lose their left tackle. It is Dominique Machado Daluz coming in now, and we have a big throw and not a completion by Dijkes. It was Berenstein once again as a target. So, we've seen this before. Trojans being aggressive, throwing it down the field, but we also saw Dykers being able to throw that ball really well deep down the field, throwing a tight spiral. But defense of the Tigers was able to stop the completion. And there was a 15-yard penalty by the Tigers. And yep, it was an offside call. Trojans move up the field. Just to be clear, I said by the Trojans. It was for the Trojans. The Tigers made the penalty, and Dyke is running with it and keeping, getting a few yards. Tried to make a move inside, was not able to continue that move. Had to go outside, but a couple DBs keep the run close. 6 or 7 yards for Dykes. Dykes with handoff to Boxhoven. No gain here. So 3rd down for the Trojans. We've seen this before. What they love to do here is be aggressive. Boxhoven still on the field. And they go deep. They look left, and Dykes keeps the ball, keeps running, keeps those legs churning. And this will be a 1st down, I think. Absolutely. That's a big play by the quarterback, and there's a few flags thrown there. Is the quarterback down? Not entirely sure. Keeps sitting on those knees. Someone's calling for a medic, I think. No, everything's okay. But big play by the quarterback, making a few plays with his legs. He's going to the sideline. And the refs are riding, which means unsportsmanlike conduct is coming once again. And that might be another situation of offsetting penalties, but have to wait and see. It was a little bit of a scuffle at the end of that play. Number 7 on the offense with unsportsmanlike conduct. So the quarterback made some did something at least. But talking about that quarterback, he is off the field. Don't think it was ejected. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct. So we have a number 11 on the field, which is George Llewellyn. And a run by Boxhoven. Llewellyn was in for only one play, because we have Walker Dijkers back on the field once again, just there for one play. And the end of the third quarter, we're going into the final quarter of this game. It did look as if multiple people were involved in that scuffle, but only Dijkers got the unsportsmanlike conduct. Everybody's moving on the other side of the field for the last time in this game. Dijkers and Boxhoven lining up on the right side. Second down for the Trojans. And we're able to continue. Q4 in this game. And that did look as if there were some issues involved. Yep, still second down, so offside. But it does look as if we're having a second down or a first down. And Dijkers airing it out once again for Sonny Zarif with a catch down the field on the left side of the field. It was a false start, obviously. Sorry for reading that signal wrong, and that's not an automatic first down. That's just a replay of downs. And nice move by Dijkers, has to keep the ball now and does not find the end zone. 2 yards still to go for the Trojans. Second and goal. Dijkers close to the end zone, and Boxhoven tries to run it in, and he will. Touchdown for the Trojans, making it 34-0. And as we mentioned before, that might become a running clock later on if this kick is good. And with Nunnikhoven at the kicking spot, that will look like it. That will be at the 35-0. There we go, 35-0. But there's an offsides. So we have to replay the extra point because number 39, I think it was, by the Tigers. Should have ended him. Was offsides. Nijkoven once again makes it 35-0. So we're looking at running clock now. And we're already in the fourth quarter, so have to wait and see how long this game will continue for. Another jet flying above the field here. And the crew appear to have made up their deficit through 28-24. Shotguns are losing. So the crew are still trying to keep their unbeaten run going while we have a return. I think there's a flag going. I think there were still a few a bit of a chirping going on. Hit seemed okay. And there's a couple of substitution issues once again with the Trojans, but everything is okay. And the ref is riding once again. And there's another unsportsmanlike conduct. Couldn't entirely lip read who it was. And having a replay would be nice, but obviously that's not that easy. Still a limited budget here for the BNL. But keep liking, subscribing, and maybe we'll get there next year if this league keeps growing. If the viewership keeps growing. Saw an incompleted pass. Meanwhile, going into second down for the Tigers. Still looking for a score. And 4 receivers on the field. Once again. And the Lavie as a running back, and a fumble by the quarterback, and I think the Trojans are recovering it. I think they do. Or not entirely sure who got the ball. And there's a flag. The Tigers are staying on the field with their offense, so it was recovered by Tiger, I would assume. The white cap is going to have quite a booklet at the end of this game. officiating crew is looking into everybody who's involved in the play, and I think we will get an ejection. Because they're talking to the head coach of the Trojans, Anthony Resnover, the American coach. And first down. We will see that as well, I think. Let's wait to see what the result of this talking to is. Yep, seem to be going to talk to the coach. Usually means someone's getting a second sportsmanlike and an ejection. Still looking to who it might be. Yep, there was an ejection, but I'm not entirely sure who it was. I was trying to lip read. I could not quite hear it. I thought I heard 56, but I'm not entirely sure. We have number 52 walking quite ejected away from the group, so it might be him, but I'm not entirely sure who it was. We'd have to rewatch who it was in slow-mo and lip reading. And this is a keeper by Kodir. Gets a couple of yards, gets a spin move, gets about 5 yards. Always be careful there, running that close to a bunch of other players on the other sideline. Always a spot where some bust-ups might happen, but everything turned out okay. 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Can they keep the game going? Can they score their first points of the game? And the ball, a little bit of a wiggler, but pass incomplete by the offense. Going into 3rd down territory, 3rd and 5. Yeah, and Bart Kellens in the comments is saying that it was number 2 that was ejected, but there is a number 2 on the sheet. That might be Van Ness, but I'm not entirely sure if it was Van Ness or not Van Ness. That would no, there's no 32 on. That's what I was thinking. There's no 32 on the Tiger side on this player sheet, so don't think it was number 32. Did look like number 52 because he's taking his off his helmet. He's talking to a couple other players, so I think it would be him. Yep, and Bart's absolutely right. It was hard to keep track on everybody with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on his name. Offense on the field for third down. And great catch by Sayan. Have another flag on the field and hurdle by Sayan. Getting a big pop out of the sideline. And we have a flag on the field, so we'll watch the white cap once again. Yep. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. And that will create a few extra yards for the Tigers. Yeah. And, roughing the passer. Yeah. Dangerous hit. A late hit on the quarterback. So 15 yards more for the Tigers. .35-yard line for the Tigers. And the give to Sayan with a good run, a spin. There's another flag coming. Sayan is still going. Yeah, I think we have another penalty. Number 13 on the offense. But not able to pick up what? 4. First down for the Tigers. Trajan still on the field. And Cody throwing it on the sideline. Ah, no. Complete pass. Tiramilo Haji was close to a catch. And the number 91 is seemed like he was injured. Yes, he is a little bit injured, limping off the field. Jaap Hoefman, one of the veterans, 34 years old. He's limping off the field, off the defensive tackles for the Trojans. Hopefully that injury will not be too bad. And the flag just keep on coming. I have to have 3 sets of eyes. Pass incomplete by Shayan. Here another score update from Brussels Black Angels game in EasyCam. 39-7 for the Brussels Black Angels. And Bart was able to tell us that the previous penalty was another roughing the passer. Kodir looking left, making a quick pass. Pass break up by Xavier Siwabesi. second or third down. Nope, but are we now? Yes, we are in third down. Yep, and we have to thank Bart for the extra info. Having only one set of eyes sometimes is not that easy, but this is going to be stepping out of bounds. Yep, did not make the touchdown, Jeremy Lohaji. But this is going to be a first and goal for the Tigers. An opportunity for them to score their first touchdown of the game. So very close for the Tigers to score their first touchdown of the game. And snap was dropped, and no gain for Cheyenne. Tackle by Jeff Davelga. Second and goal for the Tigers rather. And once again Cheyenne, but the defense is standing, making a stand here on the goal line. So Tigers still not on the scoreboard here. Tigers going into third down territory now. So this is the time for them to make a score. And a keeper by Codir, and number 25 making the play here, Jeff Davelga once again. And there's a timeout called. So Tigers have to try and make this play and create their first touchdown of this game. And as the board has mentioned, that does not mean that the running clock will disappear. Have to make it, I think 24 it is. Maybe, yeah, I think it is 24. So a point differential of 24. So still we'll have the running clock continue. And we have some score update from Amsterdam. I think was misled earlier on. It appears as if the shotguns are still in front with 28-24. But here you see Codir airing it out deep, and that's not a touchdown. I think that was offside. That was out of bounds rather, and was pushing off a little bit of the DB as well. So another attempt for the Tigers. Yep, another block in the back. Or not a block in the back, but offensive pass interference. There was a block in the back, but that's not the way it's called. Tigers. 4th down, but looking at the score, you just have to go for it. 4th and goal from a very long way, and Trojans bring the pressure. Godir running for his life, and no good, no complete pass. Turnover on downs for the Tigers, or for the Trojans. Tigers give the ball back to the Trojans. And I think we missed the 2-minute warning. Because this is the end of the game. Sometimes things like that happen, but we see at the end of the score is 30. On the end of the game is 35-0, and a convincing victory by the Trojans here in Brussels and Evere. And we have some other news talking about the other games in the BNL. So it did had it right. It was 28-24 for the crew. So the crew is still looking at a 3-0 unbeaten run in this BNL league, and maybe time to look out for next week. Next week we will have a live stream from Limburg, from Beringen. Game between Limburg Shotguns and the Brussels Black Angels. Quite an interesting game. It's not the only game that we will see. The Amsterdam Crusaders will host these Brussels Black Tigers. We saw today for a game on April 6th. And the Rotterdam Trojans will host the Kasteel Nitro's in Rotterdam for week 4 of the BNL. Trojans clap, and seem to have a certain group dance or whatever they're trying to do. Viking clap, I'm not entirely sure. You also see Greepsburg joining in the victory circle. Still limping a lot. That's the Viking clap. So congratulations on the Trojans, and they are moving to 2-0, 2-1 rather, in this BNL league, and that's a good spot to be in for them now, because I think that will bring them to at the same level as the Brussels Black Angels. The Limburg Shotguns will move to 1-2, the way it stands in Amsterdam right now. Kasteel Nitro's will go 0-3 on their record right now. So it does appear as if the Trojans will take the 3rd place in the BNL. I'll have to wait and see whether it will be 2nd or 3rd because of the point differential in the other game. Not entirely sure what that will be. That was, I think, 32 last time we saw it. This is 35. So have to wait and see. But I think the Black Angels will be number 2 seed. Rotterdam Trojans, newcomers in this league. Let's not forget about that fact. Going 3rd seed. Yeah, Trojans made a mark here because let's not forget they had a quarterback for the other 2 games, and Tim Morovic, good quarterback as well. But Walker Dijkers Made a few very good plays. Has a nice left arm. Great deep ball. Berenstain, we also saw a lot of. Frimodig, can't forget about him. 19 years old, big boy. 1 meter 94 centimeters, 104 kilograms. And scoring 2 touchdowns as a tight end, a rookie tight end. That's how you make a name of yourself. And we see Anthony Riesnover still talking to his team, going through a couple notes. I would assume that's all positive. Yep. Anthony Riesnover. He's coaching here in Brussels. He's been coaching in Arizona and in Illinois at high school level. And he lives in Rotterdam with his girlfriend now. So he's the new head coach and led the 2-0 and 2-1 record in the BNL. He's doing quite well. And everybody in the live stream, thank you for staying with us in this game. It was quite cold here at the end in Brussels. And as I've said, next week there's a game in Beringen, where we've been a couple times for the BNL League, BNL Bowl. Let's not forget the first time we had a BNL champion. He was crowned in Beringen. And that means with seeing the Tigers talk a couple of things through, with the Trojans talking a couple of things through, we can end this live stream. I have to thank you as the viewer. I have to thank Pharrell as our sponsor, the BNL League, for the BNL live stream. And we also have to mention Stephen Williams from Be a Legend for his excellent camera work and visuals, as always. And I was Lawrence from American Football Community Belgium. Thank you.
You're protective all day, just in case. Who knows what could happen?
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Nothing is more important than being safe. Protect yourself at all times. We've got you. Go to Pirella.com for all your American football gear.